What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Protocol Pegasus here, bringing it back to you guys in Remnant for the Ashes, and today we're taking an all-new look at the build known as the Spirit of the Mender's Hero. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so for the character sheet, for the handgun I'm using the Sawed Off. For the weapon mod I'm using the Song of Swords. For the long gun I'm using Beam Rifle with the weapon mod known as Swarm. For the melee weapon, I'm using Hero's Sword. For the armor set, I'm using one-piece Cultist for the helmet. The second piece for the chest is going to be Bloodletter, and the third piece for the pants are going to also be Bloodletter. Bloodletter is also known as the Elder Raiment set. For the necklace, I'm using the Mender's Charm. For the first ring, I'm using Spirit Stone, and for this second ring, I'm using Jewel of the Black Sun. Now, with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump over into traits. Now, this goes without saying at the end of the day, but you can capitalize on using each and every trait within the course game to fully minimax any build that you happen to be trying out or setting up yourself. But you do need a starting point for a foundation to be able to have this build as a stable setup for you. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into 3 mods that I think you could utilize to be able to get this build off the ground. So, one of those mods are going to be as followed. Concentration for mod generation is going to be really nice. Then from there, having gluten for consumable use. Speed is going to also be very, very nice. And then last but not least, you want to focus on where was it? Swiftness. Movement speed plus 15%. I know it's a little unorthodox at the end of the day, but when I go into the gameplay, I'll explain why. Speaking of gameplay, let's go ahead and get into the action. Alright, so we're going to go over some tips, tricks, pros and cons, and the general breakdown of the build. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So we are playing on Nightmare mode here on ROM. From there, I am partnered up with a random here to show you guys the true potential of what this general support-based build is going to be about. So all in all, one of the main reasons I ended up picking the Beam Rifle for this particular support-based build is because the weapon mod I tied into it, known as Swarm. The damage just gets crazy with this particular setup combination, and it works out really well because you do need a little bit of damage not only to deal with adds on your own accord, but also being able to support your teammates with a little bit of damage too helps out significantly, because you can only heal them so much. If they can't kill their target or having trouble killing that set target, then from there you'll run out of healing eventually, and then from there you'll just both die anyway. So you want to make sure you have a little bit of damage to be able to support those set teammates with helping kill multiple adds or just that one heavy target that they can't take care of by themselves. Now, another thing is too, on the back burner, I am using the damage booster mod, which allows me to go about amplifying weapon damage, I believe by almost 25%. So as long as I'm within proximity of my teammates, I can bolster their weapon damage as well as mine. So it kind of works out for both of our sakes. And it also allows me to keep a general insight of how far away I am from my teammates, as well as being able to keep track of them at all times too. Because pretty much what it does is it amplifies an aura not only around myself, but around my teammates too, notifying me that I'm in close proximity to them to allow me to amplify any other additional buffs I could utilize to be able to help them out in the long run. One of those other buffs I can utilize too is going to be the Dragon Heart. Now, what's cool about the Dragon Heart is that since I'm using the necklace, the Dragon Heart allows me to cast it not only on myself, but I can also use it for other people too. So what happens is that anytime my teammate ends up taking damage, I'll use a Dragon Heart to heal myself as well as heal my teammate. Or I'll use it not only to just heal my teammate and myself, but I also use the amplifier damage output because that ties into the weapon setup that I have here with the armor. So I get an increase of 15% damage increase with the 2 pieces I'm wearing now for Bloodletter set. And then on top of that, I also get the chance to not consume a Dragon Heart too. So instead of me having a maximum of 10 Dragon Hearts, I could have anywhere between like 12 or 15 if I get lucky enough with it. So every time I end up casting a Dragon Heart, I'm healing myself, I'm healing my teammates, and I'm also amplifying the damage output, and I'm getting a chance to not even consume a Dragon Heart. So it's really, really nice at the end of the day. Not only am I doing that, but I'm also amplifying the damage output even further with the weapon mod I have attached onto it. And then I'm also utilizing the Swarm to be able to support them in overall DPS, to notify me if enemies are around the corner, and to also go about dealing with ads. And then on top of that, I'm also using the Beam Rifle to lower the overall defenses of the actual opponents I'm facing off against, because if you don't know, I can apply a radiation effect that is a not an overtime damage dealing effect, but it lowers their armor value. So from there I can actually just do more damage, as well as my teammates are able to do more damage, with the sense of me just applying the beam rifle DPS directly to their face, which is freaking awesome. And then on top of that, I'm using the One Piece Cultist, so I can make sure I passively regenerate mods, so I always have them up and they're always ticking. And then I'm using the Hero Sword mainly because I think it looks cool, and it also lets me help out from a range if I can't close the gap. One of the reasons I did recommend being able to amplify your overall movement speed is because you want that increased movement speed to be able to move around a lot. But all in all, it's a really fun build, and it was a great time. If you guys have any questions or concerns, just leave them down below in the comment section. And don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys real soon. Later.